friends, and welcome to part 2 of building your bucket list. In part 1, I discussed some simple questions that you could ask yourself to come up with your perfect bucket list. Now I'm going to give you some resources to make your perfect bucket list even longer. So when I first started with my bucket list in 2012, I used Pinterest. And at first I put pictures of the things that I knew I wanted to do, like go to WrestleMania or go to different Disney parks, etc. And then I started looking for inspiration from around Pinterest, and I found a lot of pins were from these Tumblr pages that people would take like a stock photo and write across it something they wanted to do or something or a suggestion that somebody had sent into them. And so I started pinning a lot of those, and those gave me tons of ideas. So I wrote down a couple of the Tumblr pages that you can use. Now there are a lot more. I used a bunch of different resources, but here's just a few. I went back and I looked, and these are a few that I found. Dear Bucket List. Remember, these are all Tumblr pages. So Dear Bucket List, Disney Before I Die, Perfect Bucket List, Supreme Bucket List, A Disney Bucket List, Before I Die, and Just Girly Wishes. So those are some of the ones I found that helped me, but you may find other ones. I can almost guarantee you'll find other ones. Another good resource, just do a general internet search on bucket list ideas. Or you can get more specific with it, like bucket list ideas for people in their 20s, bucket list ideas for people who like sports, whatever. Just start typing in different ideas based on your interests or where you live or who you are, and you can find tons of ideas. Also, get inspiration from the people around you, your neighbors, your friends, your family. Ask them things that they want to do. And you may find you want to do them too, and hey, you might even be able to do them together. And I'm constantly adding to my bucket list. Inspiration is everywhere. Take a walk. You may see a bird and say, hey, maybe I want to go bird watching one of these days. Look around. Inspiration is all around you. And like I said, I'm constantly adding to my bucket list. Recently, I just did a blog post not too long ago where I put some new ideas, like do a cake decorating class was one of them, go to Washington, D.C. was one of them, own an American Girl doll was one of them. So I'm always constantly coming up with new ideas, thinking about things I wanted to do. Also, research yourself. Look into old journals, diaries, notebooks, anything you have laying around. Look back, if your mom kept old stuff from when you were a kid, look through those. Look through the little books that your teacher made you. See what things you were interested in back then. Did you ever say you had a dream of becoming a certain, a doctor, lawyer, vet, artist? Take those ideas and maybe build on them a little bit. Maybe you don't want to be an artist anymore, but maybe you want to paint a mural or take an art class. Draw on those ideas and make them a bucket list item. That's something that I talked about in the first part, but honestly, just keep researching. Research yourself, research online, and you're going to have a huge bucket list before you know it. Now, in part 3, we're going to talk about what to do after you have a bucket list. You may be saying, okay, I have a bucket list with 500 items on it, but how do I go about this? Well, I'm going to tell you in part 3 of building your bucket list. Rock all my bucket list friends, and have a wonderful week.